After you watch this video, you're going to understand the 7 simple steps to actually start and scaling to $50,000 to $100,000 plus a month with your coaching. And it's actually really simple. If you don't know who I am, I'm Preston Chambers, and we've done over $2.5 million for coaches and creators. And I've updated this time and time again, and I have a full breakdown ready for you guys. And every single step gets even better. So you're going to want to watch all of them to really understand how to scale. And the first one here is market research. So this is really just knowing your audience better than they know themselves. Hence, I drew a little brain here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And really what you're trying to do is understand latent conditions. What latent conditions are is essentially the audience's like cognitive biases. So we all have biases, like we want stuff easy, fast, new, etc. But really you just need to understand the audience's brain so well, understand how they think, what they want, what they don't want, what they're struggling with. And these are 6 core things that you want to know. You want to know who they are, what they're trying to do, and why. You want to know their pains and their desires. You want to know their current beliefs around your method, their current belief around internally, if they feel like they can actually get it, and external beliefs that they feel like are holding them back. You want to understand the general conditions of your offer, which is like new, easy, safe, big. You want to understand how to get them to like you, which is really just like how can you make them relate to you. And you want to understand the problem chain. Problem chain goes something like this, right? So it goes with the problem, like I need to make money. Okay, here. I need to make money, right? And then they're like, so if we're selling Iman Gaji's thing, this is a problem chain. I need to make money. I need to make money online, right? I'm such a good drawer, guys. Buy my drawing mentorship. And then it's like, oh, I need to run a business to make money online. And then it's like, oh, I need to do an SMMA. And then it's like, oh, I need to buy Iman Gaji's course, right? And that's essentially the problem chain, just the problems that they go through. It's kind of like the awareness funnel, kind of like the problem chain. They're very similar, but basically it's a set of thinking patterns or beliefs that they go through to actually end up wanting to buy your product, right? So and the biggest thing you want to do is not just research your audience, but you want to research people that pay you, right? You want to target the buyers in your audience. There's 3 main ways to do market research, the 3 best ways. Okay, so number 1 is the type form. This is like the fastest way. Essentially, you grab their name, email, number, and you ask them about their current situation, desired situation, their big question. And you really just want to understand what they're thinking about, what they're struggling with, what their goals are, so you can actually create an offer that's right for them. This one's an okay method, right? Another one you can do is stories, just posting kind of general stories, like how many of you guys own an agency, want to own an agency, tried to own an agency before. But the best one is always going to be calls. This is the best way to do market research, especially if you have sales calls. It's the best way, right? Because what you can do with sales calls is you can watch them over, you can analyze them, because not everyone books sales calls, especially if you have people that bought from you already. You can just analyze those sales calls of people that bought, understood what made them buy, what they were like before, where they want to be. And it's just the best way because you're understanding your buyers. And on a sales call, you're telling people exactly what you're dealing with, what you're struggling through, and what you need help with, right? On top of this, you want to do 2 separate forms. So you pick one of these, ideally you do calls. Then what you want to do is you want to leverage AI to kind of help you out and just help you understand the audience. Maybe you ask questions about it, maybe you have it help you fill it out. And also you want to research your competitors. So you want to research the top 5 to 10 people in your niche, funnel hack them, go through every single step of their funnel, create swipes, so that way you can just really know what they're doing and really be up to speed with everything. And that's market research in a nutshell, right? I'm not going to like jerk off over it. I'm going to go pretty quick, just keep it at a base level and what you guys actually need, right? So let me erase all this. But yeah, so you do market research one of these 3 ways to understand all the 6 of these, right? And this is just one example of it. If you want the full template, you can just DM me on Instagram. And then you're going to research your competitors and use AI to help you research, right? By the way, if you are some sort of creator, coach looking to start a scale your own coaching, first link in the description, you can book a call with me to see how we can actually help you. So the second step in all this is getting traffic, which is just getting eyeballs, because if you have no eyeballs, you're not going to make any money. And after market research, you can kind of understand what they actually want to watch. There's 2 main platforms I mess with, which is Instagram and YouTube. And this is the content flywheel. This is the exact, content system. I make it super simple, super easy for you guys, right? So for Instagram, we're going to use this for top of funnel eyeballs. There's a couple different ways that you leverage this. The best way to get views though is going to be the reels. right? And really what you want to do here is just be more top of funnel and get eyeballs with their personality so they relate with you, they think you're cool. And you can try to do some education as well, but it needs to be entertaining. We never scroll for education. We use YouTube for education. We scroll because we're bored or we're getting sucked into like just scrolling. So you can do things where it's like kind of like memes. You can do kind of educational entertainment. These are good. And then you can also do podcast clips. These are just some examples. And like I said, you want to focus on getting eyeballs with your personality so they relate with you. You can do educational, you can do entertainment, or edutainment, right? Those are the three main ways. You can do kind of a mix of them all. This one is just, in my opinion, really good because it's kind of a mix of both. But you can also do educational videos where you're doing talking heads or entertainment where it's like memes that are going to relate to your audience. You don't want to do these too often though. You want to stick to education or edutainment, right? After you gain all this traffic, you're going to want to use your Instagram bio to direct the traffic. So what I like to do is I like to have like what you do or some sort of social proof. So this is an okay way, really just like social proof, right? I've done this. And then I would like to have a DM CTA, actually, like DM me blank to get help. And then you could also have a link down below to your funnel, which we'll be covering the funnels in the next step over here. But basically, it's just a good way to direct Instagram traffic like an evergreen. Okay, so now that you have the bio and the reels dialed in, it's going to come to the stories. And this is a simple story sequence you can do. You can do lifestyle 5 times a week, story sequence once, freebie 1 time a week. So I'm going to show you the lifestyle. So lifestyle is where you're just going to post, you can post any of these things. You can just post like whatever you're doing in life. You can post some belief shifting things where you're giving sauce and reshaping their beliefs. You can funnel them to a YouTube video. You can do a Q&A. You can show some student results. And you're going to do this 5 times a week because you're building a personal brand. People are following you for you, meaning that you need to be like building a personal brand. So that's why I do lifestyle. Also, you want to keep your story views up. If you spam these 2 story sequences, your views are going to go down, audience burnout. You're not going to make any more money. Next on the list is going to be story sequences here. 1 time a week, this is essentially where you do like a long drawn out story where you kind of tell people, reshape their beliefs, and CTA, right? I like to follow the hook story offer. So you hook them in, right? You tell a little bit of a story, you show some proof, and then you have a CTA to your offer, right? DM me to join, right? So that's that. And then freebie CTA. So 1 time a week, you can CTA for some sort of freebie. Hey, I'm going to do a free class. Hey, DM me, I'll give you this free guide, whatever the case may be, just to like increase engagement, give free stuff, generate some more leads. You're not only doing it 1 time a week, right? And then it's the DMs. So DMs are the best funnel in Instagram where you can directly message people. And there's 2 types of DMs. There's either going to be inbound or outbound. So with inbound, people are going to message us and we're going to try to sell them our stuff. Or outbound, we're going to message our followers to see if they want to buy our stuff. And this is the exact framework that you can follow. You open with this or that. Hey, are you, already trying to lose weight or have you gotten started? Are you already, doing e-commerce? Are you trying to get started? Then what you want to do is qualify them. So really you're trying to see, what they're doing for work, how much money they have, what's kind of the gap. So it's like, hey man, so gotcha. Like, how much are you trying to make with e-commerce? Oh, you're trying to make 10K a month. How far off are you? Oh, I'm only at 3K a month right now. Gotcha. What's stopping you from being at 10K? And then from there, once they actually said they have a problem and we know that they're financially qualified, we can pitch help. Hey man, we've actually helped a lot of people. If you want, we could set up a call. We could kind of talk about our offer, see how we could help you. And then we send them the booking link and we just give them urgency to book now. This is for outbound and inbound. You just have to kind of change how you frame it a little bit, but that's overall the DMs, right? And then is the highlights. So these are like evergreen story sequences and they're really good. You can use this for really 3 main things, right? Client wins, personal wins, and lifestyle, YouTube videos, your story, etc. Because people are going to click through these evergreenly just naturally. So you want to have these up so that way people can see this whenever they pop on your page. And that's Instagram in a nutshell. So now with YouTube, it's going to be very simple. Middle of funnel, content to actually nurture the leads. And there's really 2 types. There's personal and there's education. So personal can be in the form of vlogs where you literally just make like a vlog, like just what you do. You can tell your story where it's like, hey, this is how I went from here to here. And then education, you can do a free course, which is what I'm doing right now. Or you can just answer the questions or pains. This is for an unaware audience, right? How AI makes me $8,000 in 30 minutes a week. Or this is like a problem/solution aware audience, how to land your first AI copywriting client. And then the kind of mix of the two is like a hidden VSL, right? Which we could also say is a free course, but really it's a hidden VSL. Laziest way to make money online in 2025. So you think it's just a guide or something, but actually what he's doing here is it's a VSL, right? It's breaking limiting beliefs, installing new ones, selling them on his opportunity, making people want to buy his program. These are the 5 main types of content you can make. And it just kind of depends if you're in the B2B or B2C space, right? B2C, you can definitely do some more lifestyle. You want people to relate to you. B2B, you want to be on the more educational side, right? Nonetheless, though, right, I'm just keeping it no fluff, very simple. And with YouTube, you can be more raw with it now. I feel like that's kind of working more, just being more raw, being more authentic. That seems to be working. But like I said, that's kind of, oops, that is YouTube and Instagram in a nutshell. If you have any questions at all, feel free to DM me on Instagram. I'd be happy to help. Just trying to not make this too, long or drawn out or anything like that, right? So let me just erase this here and let me go on to the next step because I like to keep this Miro clean. It's kind of like an SOP as well. And yeah, got it. Okay, cool. So after you understand your audience and you have the traffic, we're going to go into the offer, which is really you're just going to try to make your audience an offer so good they feel stupid saying no. You need to make sure your product market fit. What I mean by this is if you make content on, let's say, golf, you can't sell a chess offer, right? You got to sell a golf offer. And it's just the same. Whatever people watch you for is what you need to sell them. One of our clients, right, we were working with them. They made self-improvement content, but they had a content creation offer. It didn't really make any sense. People didn't want to learn content creation. They wanted to self-improve. And he thought that his audience wouldn't want to self-improve. But nonetheless, we came in and after switching the offer, we made him $61,543 and got him on the School Games leaderboard. And there's 4 different types of offers that you can have. Must be nice offer where it's like, must be nice. An annoyance offer, which is like something's a little annoying. Insomnia offer, which is like it keeps you awake at night, and bleeding neck offer. Like your neck's literally bleeding and you're gonna die. So I'm gonna show you some examples. Must be nice offer is like a phone case that uses sunlight to charge your phone automatically. That's a cool offer, but it must be nice, right? It's not that big of a deal. Annoyance offer is like an app that that you can take a picture and auto tracks your calories. It's like, oh, cool, it's like I don't really feel like tracking my calories with a scale, so yeah, it's kind of annoying to do that. Insomnia offer is like a copywriter that's going to help you fix your conversion rates because it's going to help you make more money. And a lot of business owners stay awake at night because they're losing money in their business or whatnot. And then a bleeding neck offer would be like helping to save your marriage/family. It's like you don't fucking care, right? And how we can actually switch these offers from here to here to here to here is by changing the who, how, and when. So it's who we're targeting. Like this phone case for the average person might not be a big deal, but if it's for hikers that go into the woods for, days at a time, this could be life-saving. This could be an insomnia offer for them. How we're actually positioning the offer, right? Instead of a phone case, it's a life-saving device. Instead of an app, it's going to help you lose weight. Well, that can be an insomnia offer depending on the person we're targeting. And then just when you find them. So the main 2 that you can actually control is who you're targeting and how you're actually framing it. Right. And then comes to the 5 simple stages to actually making an offer. Number 1 is your market. So the market that you're targeting has to be willing, has to have a painful enough problem, and they have to be willing and able to spend money. If you're targeting people that don't have jobs, it's going to be hard to sell to them because they have pain, they're willing to spend money, but they're not able to. Right? Because they don't have jobs in the first place. So you need to make sure that your audience has pain, or the market that you're trying to target has pain, is willing and able to spend money. Some markets are willing to, but can't. Some markets can, but aren't willing to. And then the dream outcome. So you need to know exactly what they want to do. Do they want to make 10K a month? Do they want to land a 6-figure job? You know what I mean? It's like, what are they trying to actually accomplish here? You need to know what they're trying to accomplish. You need to list out every single problem. Brainstorm every single objection, every single problem that they're going to face before they start, while they're doing it, after they get the objection, right? Or the objective. So if they're trying to lose weight, well, they're going to have to, go to the grocery store, shop. They're going to have to make food. They're going to have to count calories. They're going to have to exercise. And what you want to do after making all these problems is just create solutions. You turn every problem into a solution. So, you're going to have to count calories. Well, you can just use this fast tracker. Oh, you can't eat out. Well, you can use this cheat sheet, right? Oh, you don't know what to get at the grocery store. Well, we're going to give you a checklist. So we're going to give you a course module on that. And just create every problem to a solution to actually handle their objection. And you're going to package it all. So you're going to make it all look sexy. You're going to have bonuses, guarantees. You're going to make it all into one sexy package. And really the main thing about offers is just this simple value equation. The dream outcome, time perceived likelihood of achievement divided by time delay and effort and sacrifice. So the dream outcome, it's what are they going to get, how likely they think they'll get the result, times how long it's going to take, and how much work they have to do. Right? I'll show you an example of an offer in a little bit, but you need to know what they want, and then you need to increase their likelihood so that you can use case studies, testimonials, social proof guarantees. Time delay is just the timeline it's going to take, and effort and sacrifice, you can use done for you components, templates, scripts, checklists, cheat sheets, the whole shebang. So this is one offer that we had, which is we'll help you build a 5K plus a month organic car flipping business in 90 days, your money back plus $500. And they got all of this stuff. So it just handles objections, right? They get one-on-one onboarding calls, they get course modules, they get done for you templates for negotiating, right? AI deal finding bots. They can find deals, checklists for inspecting the cars. We set them up so that way they can flip cars legally, give them a CRM so they can track, give them deal analysis software so that way they know if, a deal is actually a good deal. And we have a guarantee in place. So it's like we have a sexy offer like this, makes it a no-brainer, and it reduces the workload. And we want to make sure we're giving a new offer instead of an improvement offer. We all want something that's new, right? We don't want something that's just an improvement, because we look for new stuff because we haven't failed with it before. Give you an example. If we're selling fat loss, like instead of just selling some lean body program, it's like that's an improvement offer. Hey, try this new lean body improvement program. It's like nobody wants that. But instead we can sell like a pill. Hey, take this natural herb called ashwagandha. It's going to help you. I know that's for testosterone, but you get the point, right? Nobody's ever used this before. It actually helps with fat loss. We all want something new. This is exactly to craft your offer statement as well. Achieve XYZ outcome in time using unique selling mechanism, new offer, with or without pain point, and risk reversal, right? All this is going to get them what they want, make them think that they're going to get the result, make it super easy and fast. Then is the service delivery, right? It's very simple to actually get results. It's you got to pick which type of fulfillment. Typically, we work with one-on-one or group coaching, but yeah, so you can do like mastermind events where it's just like a 3-day thing, whatever, and it's like in person. You do one-on-one coaching where they get like one-on-one calls, group coaching, course content, texting. Our offer that I just showed you right here was group coaching, right? So this is where you can charge around 2 to 6K, maybe more, maybe less, just depends. Around 90 days to get a couple group calls a week, a community, and a course. You can do communities, right, where it's just like a school community, X amount dollars a month or a year, weekly calls, course content, community, or just a simple course. And you can host it really wherever, in school and Discord and Slack and Telegram, doesn't really matter. And something else you want to do is make a roadmap. So here's an exact roadmap template. You just kind of want to lay out the steps that they need to take to actually get the results. So if it's drop shipping, first they need to fix their mindset so that way they can actually work on drop shipping. Then they need to go find a product. Then they need to run ads or make organic content. Or no, then they need to build a store. Then they need to run ads or organic content or whatever the case may be, right? And you just kind of lay out step by step what they actually need to do. Makes it way easier. Exactly what we did right here. Right, we laid out the exact steps that they need to take to actually see results. So cool. And by the way, if you want help crafting your offer, first thing in the description, book a call with me if you are a creator or coach, or you already make good money with your business model and you want to start being a coach. So after that, you need to get them to trust you and want to buy from you. That's the whole point of a funnel. It just builds trust and gets them to buy from you. So you need to know your audience and their awareness level. Do they know that they have a problem? Do they know that there's solutions? Do they know about your product? Because if you start talking about your product and people don't even know, and people are over here, they don't even know about solutions, they're going to be super confused, right? And this is why the temperature of your traffic, the awareness level of your traffic kind of depends. And inside of your funnel, you're really just trying to push over this big domino. This is the big domino framework that's going to help you make loads of more money, right? If I can make people believe that the new opportunity, right, that my product is the key to the dream outcome. So if I'm selling keto, if I can make people believe that keto is the key to losing weight, right, weight loss, and it's only attainable through my program, all of their objections and concerns become irrelevant. They have to give me money. So really, you need to make sure that they're sold on a couple different things whenever we're running these funnels. You need to make sure that they're sold on the vehicle, they're sold internally and externally. So you need to make sure that they believe that the vehicle you're selling is the right opportunity for them. Simply to show results, it works for other people, right? You need them to believe that it'll work for them. So make them feel like it'll work for them no matter what. handle objections. Hey, it doesn't matter if you're technically inclined. Tell stories of people that were in similar spaces to them. And then I believe I can have success, but something external is holding me back. Think about what's holding them back and then give them stuff to help them. So whenever Russell Brunson was selling funnels, for him, it was people getting traffic, right? So you just need to help them with that next step. Give them a template, give them a cheat sheet, give them a course, whatever, right? And there's 5 main funnels I'm going to break down today. Obviously, there's more. These are the 5 simplest. A webinar. Essentially, right, where you've got a name, email, phone number, and they show up to a free class. And really all you're doing here is you're just reselling them on the beliefs. You're basically, handling objections, telling them your story. It's really just 60 to 90 minutes of framing content. It's a really good funnel. Actually, one of the best besides the VSL. These are the 2 best funnels in my opinion. You got to know what you're doing though. But essentially it's just 90 minutes where you sell them on the new opportunity. You sell them on the belief that they can do it. You sell them that nothing's holding them back. You show social proof, sell them on your 3 steps, and then you give them a special offer at the end. And essentially how you do it is you hype up a specific day. Usually you want to do bi-weekly to monthly. You can do weekly if you have a lot of traffic, you're running ads. You grab contact information. At the end, you get them to buy your product or book a call. You get a lot of attendees and you get good conversion rates because it's building trust. This is so good at nurturing unnurtured traffic because, like I said, 60 to 90 minutes of framing content. Then we have the VSL funnel, standing for virtual sales letter. Optionally, you can have an opt-in where you grab their contact information, name, email, etc. And then they get a VSL, which is like a mini webinar. And essentially what this does is it breaks them in beliefs, sells them on the opportunity, gets them to want to buy your stuff, right? Very simple. Then you send them to either an application or a calendar. Essentially, you're qualifying them, getting them booked on a sales call to buy your high ticket product, right, or service. And then you have pre-call nurture. Essentially, after they book, you want to give them as much information as possible before the call. So that way they're not lost, they're not confused or anything like that. And they actually understand everything about your offer. So that sales call can be a closing call, right? The DM framework, I kind of showed that earlier, right? You just DM set them, you qualify them just like you would, with the VSL, you're qualifying them, not with the VSL, with the calendar here. Then you book them on your call, and then you once again have pre-call nurture, where you can have VSL, just break limiting beliefs, install new ones, sell them on the opportunity, etc. Another way is a free community funnel. Basically, you send everyone to a free community where you got name, phone number. And this is really good because you can host free calls. They're like webinars. You can give them free course content to warm them up really well. It's another one of the funnels that are solid. And then the Ascension funnel. So this is where you go low ticket to high ticket. You start offering like $27 products. And once they buy the 27, you try to upsell them to like a 97, and then to like a 497, and then to like a 3,000, right? So that's just one way. And really my favorite 2, right, are the webinar, VSL, and the DM. The DM's was kind of like a backwards VSL. I really like the webinar and the VSL though. These are the 2 best funnels to run. Let me erase everything here. But yeah, pretty simple, pretty easy. It should have made sense. And overall, I recommend probably just doing a VSL funnel, the most simple, honestly. It's just the easiest. And let's go into the 5 step number 5, which is the launch. So as if you haven't already, done anything before. Essentially what you're trying to do is just get a big influx of sales and validate your offer and systems. So what you want to do is use this exact framework I'm going to break down. It's called the whisper to shout. So whisper phase can be anywhere from 10 to 5 days out, potentially even more. All you're trying to do is get people on your wait list and have them know a date. So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to push everybody from your free communities, your YouTube descriptions, stories, reels, to a list. You're going to say, hey, I got something big coming on this day. Fill out this to get early access, right? Simple wait list, name, email, phone number. Can also ask them some questions if you want. Then the T space, you're going to make them know that a launch is happening, give them info on the offer, get them excited. Around 5 to 0 days out. You can do a little bit more depending on your timeline, but since you're going to be sending them emails, stories, whatever, and you want to do a couple different things. So first you want to do a power offer. This is the exact power offer. Essentially you want to give them information on your offer. So for the past few months, I've been working on something exclusive behind the scenes just for you. It's an offer that's going to help people, get this result, and it's for people who want this desire, right? And you essentially just use this exact framework and tell them about it, give them information on the offer, get them excited for it. Then day 2, you're going to tell a personal story. Day 3, you're going to do a case study email. Day 4 is going to be FAQ. Day 5 is going to be launched. And all you're trying to do is handle these 3 false beliefs. The belief in your vehicle, the belief that they can't do it, and a belief externally that something's holding them back. That's really it. Because what you're going to do here is you're going to get everyone excited for the day. You're going to have them know the day and have all the information on your offer. Essentially, what you're doing is you're taking these people from unaware or problem aware all the way to product aware, right? That's what you want, product and most aware. You want them to know your product and want it. So that's why in the shout phase, you're going to blast everyone down the funnel and have a ton of FOMO. You're going to do these 3 simple things. You're going to tell stories to handle objections, and you're going to address every single fucking objection that they have or you think they might have in your emails, by telling stories, and you're going to show social proof. You're going to show everyone joining. You're going to show all the demand for the program, which is going to give FOMO, and you're going to show results of people getting real results, right? And everyone needs to know when the launch ends. So you need to be sure that they know that, hey, it ends on X day, it ends in 5 days, it ends on July 25th, whatever, right? And you're going to do these 3 things, and you're going to spam them on the last day. It's a very simple launch sequence, which is simple and easy, right? And for pricing, if it's $1 to $1,000, use a payment link. If it's 2,000 plus, use a call. That's the exact launch framework. If you want help implement any of this that we've talked about so far, first thing in the description, you can book a call with me. And then we go on to the sales section, right? So what we're trying to do here is just, not let any leads slip through the crack. We're going to max out show rate, close rate, AOV, do a Navy SEAL sales process. So you need to know your KPIs, you need to review sales calls, no numbers and bottlenecks. It's really all math. And the way to increase show rate, close rate, and AOV is give them as much info as possible. If you handle these 3 objections, right, and they're confident in your product, they're going to buy. So this is the exact pre-call process we run. After someone books a call manually, we're going to contact the prospect ASAP. We're just going to double qualify them, make sure that they're a good fit, and push them to assets, right, through conversation, handling the objections. The closer is going to send a voice note. We're going to introduce the closer so that way he's warmed up, he trusts the closer, and really just get them excited for the call, make sure that they're showing up. Automated, right away, they're going to get pushed to a post-call booking page. Really, all we're going to do here is just give them as much information as possible, tell them about our offer, answer common questions, right, show our results, show, feedback, reviews, so that way they actually trust our offer and incentivize them to show up. That's essentially what the pre-call is going to do. And we're going to be seeing them email and SMS reminders as well. SMS reminders, just to remind them, we're going to send them 3 to 6 value-dense emails a day. All we're going to do here is answer common questions about the mentorship, about the opportunity, right? That's kind of why we have this page, and we're going to turn these videos here into emails. And we're also going to do case studies. So we want to write these out as well as push them to assets, because we'll get 40 to 60% open rates on these, right? But we'll only get around 2 to 3% click-through rates on these. So we want to make sure that we are, writing it all out, giving them a ton of information as possible. And the goal is just to have them show up, have them be warm. They're going to be warm by breaking their limiting beliefs and understanding our offer. And we can do this with the pre-call, with FAQs, with emails, VSLs, everything, right? And that's pretty much the pre-call process to actually hit really good amount. And I'll go on how to scale shortly. But next, after you do all that, right, you basically get people to show up, you handle their objections beforehand, you make sure they're going to show up. You're going to have 70% show rates, 40 to 50% close rates, just using these exact methods, using an exact landing page like this that I break down. It's going to be extremely easy for you. You got to get results for your students. So the goal here is to get real results. If you get real results, you'll make more money. If not, you'll lose money. So as soon as payment received, contract signed, you send them an onboarding email right away to get them access to everything. If they don't get access, the first 24 hours of joining the program are bad. They're going to way higher likely to charge back, not get results. And we want to do 3 main things, right? Really what we're trying to do is confirm their buying decision in the first 24 hours. And what we want to do is onboard them properly. So give them access to materials and community, welcome them in, give them an onboarding call. Really the only thing to get results is just accountability and clarity, which is why we do these roadmaps, which is what I showed you earlier, right? A roadmap to give them clarity on what to do. And then we give them the community for accountability or check-ins. And we need to make sure we set expectations properly. If someone thinks it's going to be super easy and it's really hard, they're going to give up. But if they think it's going to be really hard and it's actually easy, they're going to succeed, right? So we want to make sure that all we're doing here is just giving them clarity, accountability, and confirming their buying decision to get real results, right? And some things you can track is payment plans, what month they are, what struggles they're having, and current step on the roadmap, and just checking in with them, making sure that they're held accountable. Because once they get success, we can always upsell them. And if the student fails, they don't get an upsell and they want a refund, right? And that's that. And now it's very simple to scale. The whole goal is to get more cash. You want to use more or better. We got the little money bag right there. And number one is metrics. So you want to be tracking all your metrics. I'm going to show you exactly how to increase metrics, but you want to make sure you increase your close rate, your show rate, and your AOV, right? Which is exactly what we're talking about over here. So I'm going to show you exactly how to increase all the sales metrics, because once you're tracking everything properly, which is what we do for all of our clients, makes it extremely easy. So it's called bottleneck breaking with a feedback loop. So we're going to get input, X amount of people that show up, and we're going to get a process, right? Our process is our funnel we have in place. We'll get the output. Okay. So for example, if we get 1,000 views, right, we get 200 of those people to actually watch our VSL. We get 20 calls booked, 25 show, close rate 25%, AOV of 1,500. We'll make $1,500 from 1,000 views and 3,000 revenue. So now what we're going to do these metrics is we're going to find the easiest one to double or triple, and we're going to fix that. For example, show rate's extremely easy to triple, right? So everything else stays the same. We double the show rate, we triple the show rate, and we triple the cash collected from 1,500 to 4,500. Now that close rate's really low. We could get it to around 50%, probably like 40, 35 to 40. But for this, make math simple, we'll say we can get to 50%. So now we dial in stuff for close rate, right? We handle some common objections that are happening here. And then we double the cash collected. We double the revenue, right? Just from fixing two small things. And now what we need to do is fix the amount of calls that are booking. So let's say we rewrite the VSL, make it a little bit better, make the funnel a little more clearer, reduce some friction a little bit, fix the funnel. Now we have double the amount of people booking, which is just going to double the cash collected again. $9,000 to $18,000, $36,000 revenue. Now we're going to double the VSL play rate. So let's say we mess with the headline a little bit, and we fix the thumbnail. Now double the amount of people click on the VSL, meaning we double the booked calls, and now we double the cash collected once again, right? So from 18,000 to 36,000, $72,000 revenue. $72,000 revenue. Now let's say we're going to increase our price, increase the AOV. Let's say we build some more trust, show some more social proof, make a sexier offer, increase the price to $4,000, and we increase our AOV to 30,000 to 3,000, revenue 4,000 per client. Now look at that. We switched it from 36,000 to 90,000, 72,000 to 120,000. And look at all that. We went from $1,500 a view, 1,000 views, to $90,000, 1,000 views. Now, is that realistic? Maybe, maybe not, but you get the point, right? We're breaking bottlenecks. We're optimizing every single metric so we can go into the next step. After we get into the metrics, we need to get more eyeballs or better eyeballs. So the way to get more eyeballs is two different ways. We're going to go over organic first. This is just content for viewers. So warmer traffic, free. And the cool thing with this organic traffic is that they're going to be warmer, but it's free, but it's inconsistent. Right? So for Instagram, you're going to want to use this to get more traffic, right? More eyeballs. You're getting top of funnel, and you're going to want to implement a YouTube to get better eyeballs, right? Where it's more quality, they're more nurtured. And then for ads, you can also tap into ads. You pay for views, right? Meaning that's colder traffic. They don't trust you as much, but it's sustainable, right? And it's not free, but it's sustainable. So it's just simple ads. And how you do ads is very simple, right? You have an angle, you have a hook, you have a story, you have an offer, you upload multiple of these, and then you switch it around. So maybe at first we had all the reds. Now you red with some blue, with some yellow, and you're going to use this to get more eyeballs into your funnel, into your ecosystem. And it's very simple. That's the 7-step process to start and scale to $50,000 to $100,000 a month. And I hope this helped. Feel free to DM me with any questions. See you guys in the next one. Peace.